Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. What a day, what a time at the moment in the crypto market. It's unbelievable. I mean, with Cardano, everything has happened where we wanted Cardano to be. In the end, who would have thought it would really go down to 50 cents? I mean, it was the target area here in yellow I had on the chart. It was the ideal level, but to really get there, I mean, it's crazy. Today we reached the target area for Cardano. 55 cents was the ideal level here, or actually 54 cents, the 78.6% Fibonacci level. And it could still stretch out further. It could use this whole yellow area all the way down to 28.7 cents. That's the 88.7% Fibonacci level. Throughout the last weeks and weeks and weeks, I've been telling you that the 55 cent level would be the most realistic level. Had a lot of people who said we're not going to get there, and even I sort of thought, are we really going to get there? But in the end, it was reached. The target area remained on the chart throughout here after we moved below the dollar level until we dropped below $1. We obviously had a smaller level wave count, and then we had to go to the higher level wave count because the correction took longer than expected. But what I really like about Cardano at the moment is that, yes, it is dropping quite strongly here recently, but still less than other cryptos. And throughout this whole downtrend, I mean, Cardano started already in September after this peak here on the 2nd of September. This is when the correction obviously started, and the correction has taken much longer than for many other cryptos, which has meant a steady correction, with a steady pace. And it feels like it really characterizes Cardano, because the whole Cardano, the project, is moving really steadily. They are consistent, they are delivering. Yes, it takes a little bit longer sometimes, but I mean, they haven't had to suffer from something like Terra Luna. They didn't have to suffer from network outages like Solana. And the reason for that is their scientific approach, and because they get everything peer reviewed, they test everything, and they are doing a really good job. And that is why I like Cardano, and that is why after Bitcoin and Ethereum, I have most trust in ADA, and channel members know that ADA is my biggest holding after Bitcoin. Always moves around a little bit depending on the values, but it is, because first of all, for me, it is not that I buy continuously, but it's more like I bought early, so I was lucky with ADA in a sense. But I have a passion for this project as well, because they do a good job. They just do a good job, and they're not rushing things. And I think this is paying off. You can see that while the correction has taken longer, overall ADA hasn't corrected more than other cryptos, even less. You have at the moment the situation that many cryptos actually have dropped already out of the 88.7% Fib level. So the last major Fibonacci retracement level, Cardano still has another 38% to go to even reach that 88.7% Fibonacci level. And why is that level so important? It's so important because it is really the last major Fibonacci retracement level. It's the last main level that we have to consider, and below that there is a chance that this cryptocurrency could really go down further and go even to single digit numbers. At the moment though, it's holding okay. If anybody's wondering why do I move, or why is the Fib level range only going up to 251, not to the all-time high, the reason for that is very clearly that this here was an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, impulsive move up, A, B, C correction. As per the Elliott wave method, you draw the Fibs from the low to the high of the wave 1, and the wave 2 retraces then to a certain level in relation to the wave 1. So the wave B here, which is part of that corrective wave 2, does not need to be considered in terms of the retracement levels. And this can go down all the way to 28.7 cents. So overall, there is still a lot of space, which gives me confidence, because should Bitcoin drop further, and ADA as well, ADA still has a good chunk or a good space here before it really drops to the downside and out of the 28.7 level, 28.7 cents, which is this 88.7% Fibonacci level. Now we wanted to have a look at the chart as well, and this is the daily chart. It has dropped significantly nevertheless, so quite a drop. It is now oversold, of course. On the daily here we can see the MACD going down further. No sign of recovery yet. The RSI is at 26, which is the lowest it has been for a long time. It was lower in March 2020, much lower actually. And before that here in November 18 it was lower, but really an exception. And so really oversold. Everything here on the daily is pointing towards further bearish outcomes here. On the 2-day chart, similar picture, also oversold, MACD coming down. 4-day chart, so more the medium term perspective, shows as well that we have been lower here in December 18 on the RSI, so we're not yet oversold technically, but we are very low also historically. MACD has just turned around to the downside again, which is also bearish on the weekly as well. Actually, on the weekly, we've never been that low on the weekly RSI, and that is actually a good sign. I think that is a really good sign, because I think this is coming from the fact that Cardano started its correction so early, and this means the RSI on the weekly had a chance to really reset, to come down very low. This is good. I mean, the weekly is low. This is really good. The MACD on the monthly also still a little bit too high, but I think we're not far off. RSI dropped below 50 on the monthly. I mean, this is a super long-term view. So far, no recovery here yet on the monthly. So medium term, it still shows at the moment further downside potential, but we also want to look at the short term. This is where a trend change starts. We can see 4-hour chart, bullish divergence. So it's a first heads up that things might be changing. The MACD though on the 4 hour is still heading down. Here we can currently see a bullish candle. We see a green candle, and we came all the way down here today to 47.2 cents. We're now already above 52.7. This is interesting. It's just something to be aware of. So as I said already, this is now the target area. Any low could be the last one, very clearly, and therefore I have my buy orders placed also in this target area for Cardano. To be on the safe side, if you want to be on the safe side, what you need to do, you need to wait for a signal. You need to wait for a first impulsive move up ideally, and the first corrective move down, ABC, then making a higher low, and then maybe you see a green candle. If I see that, I will make you aware on this channel. You won't miss anything. Anyone who doesn't want to miss the low needs to understand that, buying in this target area has the risk that we could just drop through it theoretically. But my view is if Cardano really goes below the 88.7 level, a lot of other altcoins are screwed as well, because then probably Bitcoin has dropped significantly, and this level needs to hold for an easier turnaround to the upside. There's no guarantee we are going to turn around here. This was the target area. This is where the market now has a good opportunity to turn around. This is where I would expect, where I have to expect the turnaround. That's what I have to expect. So at any point here, the correction could be finished. That's how I see it, especially as Bitcoin also has now reached its target area. So it could really be that we are very, very close. It could really be that we are very, very close. And I mentioned before that the next target in the next larger wave to the upside, and that will not take place next week, that will take months, but the target to the upside is around $4 to $4.50, which is nearly a 10x here for Cardano. And is there anything else we can really talk about here? I don't think. The thing is, very importantly, that to the upside now, that resistance level here, which is pretty much that 78.6% level, 54 cents, And then if we go higher, next resistance will be 75 cents, very relevant. And to the downside, of course, that 28.7 cent level. Now, maybe to finish the video off, we wanted to take a look at the ADA BTC chart. Let's take a look how far off we are from the target area there. Oh, I actually didn't check that before the video. This was the area that I also put on the chart here a while ago for ADA BTC. Again, based on the area, the ideal area for a reversal between the 88.7 and the 78.6% fib level. I did say I don't know if this also works on ADA BTC, but it seems to have really also adhered to it now, and we have come into this ideal level where we would expect a reversal. So this will now, we're entering a very important and very interesting phase now. Let's see if we really, I think the chances are increasing that we are reversing from here, absolutely. And there isn't really also on the ADA chart, there isn't really an alternative scenario. If we drop below 30 cents, it's not going to look good. I think Cardano still has a support here or there, but it should really turn around. And the fact that also on ADA BTC, we've now reached this area, that is really interesting and could indicate a reversal is happening soon. But very clearly as well, we're not seeing yet those bullish signals, not enough of them yet. So I don't think we can assume lightly now that the downtrend is over, but any low could now mark that the low is in, because we've been talking about these price levels for weeks and weeks and weeks. We're finally there. That means I have to also change sort of my perspective a little bit, and it means that the low could now be in at any point. And when I see something that gives me confirmation, I will make you aware. All right, so thank you a lot for watching this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe, and maybe even check out the channel membership, and maybe even hear the trading course that I'm currently publishing on the website. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.